The final bit that we've got, as far as teams and groups are concerned, is to do with what's called team effectiveness. Team effectiveness is basically to do with the fact that we want teams to do well. We want them to be effective. Effective means that they do a better job. What kind of things make a team better? You can see here the word cohesion. Cohesion is a fancy word that basically says, here are some things that make people work together better. If they work better together, they will be a better group together. They'll be more effective together. So, the kind of things that we might look for is things like the size of our team. If the team is too small, you don't get enough ideas. Belbin would say there aren't enough different people. If the team is too big, then there's too many room for conflict. So a small team, round about 10 to 15, is often the right amount, is often the right size. Anything more than that, it's too many, you can't get anything done. Anything smaller than that, then actually there's not enough variety. It's quite interesting that if you look at sports teams, if you look at team events, an awful lot of them have the numbers of people on a team somewhere between about 8 and 12. 11 is very common for some reason. You don't tend to get team sports of more than 20. The biggest that I can think of offhand is a rugby team, a rugby union team that has 15. I'm not aware of any teams that are bigger, although there may well be. You don't tend to have them much below that. Again, the only sports that I can think of that are below that is something like basketball, where you have 5. But you don't get many team sports which are fewer than 5 or bigger than 15, because it's either fewer than 5, there's not enough different skills. Bigger than 15, there's just too many people. They just won't be able to do something together. So team size is important. Bigger than something, it's too many. Smaller than something, you don't get enough ideas. Homogeneity of members. That simply means, are they similar? People who are similar get on together. They will get on better. People who are similar will think similar things and therefore will be effective. You've obviously noticed that there was a problem with that because Belbin have said we want people who are different. Trying to get that together, similar enough but different enough, is a very great skill when you're trying to put a good team together. If there is an external threat, people work better together if they're trying to defend what they are doing. So if you have got a big rival competitor who has just launched a new product, your groups of people, your teams of people will work better because they'll want to try and make sure that the rival's products don't do particularly well. Rewarding people. Obviously, if you reward people, they will do better, and we'll see that when we come to motivation later on. Leadership. Strong leaders give the team a lot of direction. They don't tell them what to do, but they say, I want you to achieve this. I want you to develop this new product which is going to have these features. I won't tell you how to do it, but I'm very clear what I actually want you to achieve. Weak leaders, it won't be obvious what the team's got to do. What exactly is the task that we have to do? And if you don't know what the task is, you won't do a very good job. And finally, similar kind of idea, goal congruence, we have to work together. Goal congruence means that if everybody succeeds at their own individual task, then the group will succeed. It's very easy in a big organisation to have one person succeeding will mean another person can't succeed. You want to try and get rid of that. So goal congruence, everybody's working together. Now it might be that your groups don't work particularly well. They're perhaps not as effective as you would like. And you have a list there of reasons why that might happen. I think most of those are fairly obvious. For example, not clear what you're supposed to be achieving, your objectives. Perhaps undeveloped individuals. That simply means that people haven't got the skills that they need. So the examiner may give you a list and say, why don't groups work well? I think that one is fairly obvious. The final bit that I just want to do as far as groups and teams are concerned is just to mention committees, because committees are very common kinds of groups. All I've got there is temporary or permanent. A temporary committee is set up to solve a particular problem and then it disappears. The big issue with temporary groups is they still have to go through Tuckman, and by the time they've gone through all those things, it can take them a long time, which means they may not be as effective as they could be. A permanent committee is one that is there permanently. All that changes is occasionally new people will join, old people will leave. So a board of directors, you might have a finance director who leaves, retires, gets replaced by somebody else. It's still the same kind of committee. So groups and teams, very, very important.